Okay, I think I'm live. I gotta check YouTube real quick, see if I'm actually live. Let's see. Maybe it takes a second. I'm live. Cool, cool. Also, 6 people watching already. Wow. That's crazy. Let me see if I can get the chat. I can't see, no. I can't see any messages, so, Oh, cool. I see, chat messages. It's just a black background. You lied, buddy. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We out here. Who is that? Mr. Bassetti? Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna roast some resumes. I'm excited. Um, this is my second time streaming, so it's pretty hard to navigate, like how to switch tabs or whatever, and like only record one screen. So I'm gonna be kind of slow with it, but hopefully I get better with it. Okay. So before I start, I want to say that I am not a recruiter, so I would not give the exact recruiter advice. But as someone who I guess got a good amount of interviews, I can just give my opinion on maybe why I think I got interviews and why you guys suck. So I'll do my best. All right. Let me pull up the first one. And if you guys have any questions too, please feel free to ask anything if you want. It doesn't have to be resume advice either. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna go through all the emails, and if I open up a resume and the person hasn't blacked out their name and their information, then I'm gonna pass on that one for now because I do have a good amount. I think maybe 20 something resumes, and I would rather get through the ones that already have their information blacked out, so it's a little bit easier for me. Alright, let's open this, guys. This is Yvonne. Oh, also, if you're tuning into the chat, you can tell me what your name is, and I can go grab your resume first. If you're already here and you're watching, then hey, yeah, if you're already watching, then you can tell me your name or like what some indicator of which email you sent to me, and then I can watch. We can go through yours first since you're already watching. But we'll start with this one. Okay, this is Yvonne. All right, Yvonne, let's see what you got. Pemgurun. Are you saying that that's your email address? CSman Mohammed. Okay, so you guys are saying that those are maybe the emails you sent something to me on? Let me check real quick. Let me see if I can find that. Pemguru. Okay, we'll start with Pemguru because I saw his message first, and he's got his thing blacked out. So we'll start with this guy. Sorry, Yvonne. You'll be after this, or if someone else is in the chat currently. All right. Okay, thank you for blurring out your stuff. This makes it a lot easier. All right. Yeah, we'll start with this one. Nah, I sent it on TikTok. You sent your resume on TikTok, or well, okay. All right. Let's just go through this. And if you guys have anything to say about these resumes, let me know too. Put it in the chat. Okay. So, right off the bat, recruiters aren't going to read the bullet points right off the rip, right? They're going to look through and just kind of do the F-scan. And you know the F-scan, right? Wait, sorry, let me grab the highlighter. Okay, this is the highlighter. So, you probably know the F-scan, right? It's like you read the highest level parts, and then you're just kind of going through and looking for names. I hate to admit it, but we live in a world where brand names matter and things like that. So, unfortunately, it's not like if you worked at a smaller company, you're going to have less experience than someone who interned at Google. If anything, probably the opposite. But unfortunately, recruiters going to see Google or whatever name, right? And they're going to attach more value to it. But so this guy has three internships, which is pretty good. Research intern. Okay, PEM. Oh, also the stats for PEM here. he said he did around 900 applications, over 10 referrals, and 0 interviews. Dude, that's rough. That is so rough, man. I'm sorry to hear that. And you're looking for, okay, and so you graduated, right? You're graduating in 2026, so yeah, you're looking for full-time positions now. Web dev, backend, full stack. So you're looking for some kind of web development role. Okay. Dude, 900 and you haven't seen anything? I mean, if I'm just a recruiter and I'm looking at your resume, I'm not going to lie. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. I'm glad you have your GPA here. Dude, that's pretty crazy. You got a 4.0. Good job. I haven't heard of Wooster. Okay. So, I mean, three internships, and then you have a lot of projects here, and then your skills at the bottom. So before I dive into the other parts, before reading the bullet points, yeah, I was about to say the international student part. Pam, can you say so when you say you're an international student, does that mean you need a visa, or do you yeah? Because that's probably that's probably the hard part. I would recommend if you do need a visa of some sort, like a sponsorship from a company, maybe do your master's. But okay, so you have a lot of projects as well, and I'm sure they're pretty good. Wooster Independent Study, and then your skills at the bottom. Let's see here: TypeScript, Java, Kotlin, HTML. Okay, I think your languages are fair. I think a lot of people without sponsorship. Yeah, oof. Yeah, you need H1B. Might be the method. So I think what we're going to see with a lot of other people's resumes, and something that Pem is actually doing pretty good here, is the languages here are actually pretty fair. Well, actually, I take that back. Pem, respectfully, man, there is no way you know Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, C++, Kotlin, HTML, CSS, SQL. This is something I did when I was first, applying to internships, and I might pull up my old resume at some point, like my old resume when I was an intern or when I was in school. But I listed basically every programming language. Like if I ever took a course for programming language, I put that on my resume. But I'm telling you, if you have all these different languages and all these different frameworks and libraries that are contradictory in that some are for web development and some are for just something completely different, like embedded, it looks like you're a master of none. But the frameworks and libraries aren't too bad. I mean, this is mostly web development and LLMs. Okay. And your databases and tools. Okay, so your technical skills are good. Yeah. I would say respectfully, I know it feels good to put as much as you can on your resume, like any buzzword, but if they kind of contradict each other, or if you're applying for, like you said, you're applying for web development roles, putting C++ might even be a hindrance, because it's just gonna. If I was looking at your resume, I'd be like, dude, this guy's full of shit. So I would try to just keep it more tailored to exactly what it is you're trying to find. Okay, let's go through a bit of your bullet points here. Because I'm not sure how many people are watching right now, or if other people want to go, I might not go through all these bullet points. So let's just see. Automated 95% of AI agent tasks by building an intelligent model MCP client that uses a large LLM to dynamically execute workflows via Kubernetes hosted backend. Okay. It's a good bullet point. I like that you didn't throw a ton of technical jargon in there. It's a readable bullet point. I think it's fine as it is. I think if you wanted to make it a little more clear, what are the AI agent tasks? If you're a recruiter reading this, if you make it as easy as possible for a recruiter to digest, you're gonna make it a lot easier. They say, what is it? Beauty is easy on the eyes. So if you make it easy for someone to read, then it's gonna be easier for people to know what's going on and enjoy it. Okay, developed and deployed a scalable MCP server backend on AWS EKS, Fast API, Docker and Kubernetes, Python LLMs. Kubernetes is used for. Yeah, no, Kubernetes is great, man. That looks good. I would say if anything, put Kubernetes. Oh, you probably do have Kubernetes down here, don't you? No, I would say probably put Kubernetes down here in your skills. But this looks good. Accelerated query execution by 30% by designing a dedicated multi-agent Python workflow to optimize SQL logic. These bullet points are decent. Dude, I have not had to worry about a visa or sponsorship, but I would imagine that because you have a good amount of experience. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so you have one internship outside your university, and then you have 2 internships that you did. So you did like a 1-year research project or something, and then you also worked at your university here. So that improved pattern identification and accuracy. Okay, yeah. Hey, honestly, your bullet points are great, man. I think these are actually really good. One thing I will say too, from what I've experienced, is when you're getting interviewed, Osman Muhammad. Yeah, you can email me here. This is my email. I'll just like type it right here because I'm not sure how to use Stream. So if you can see that ebook receive, you can send your email as a PDF, and don't put any, like, take out your personal information. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, dude, you got a 4 point. I mean, honestly, it is a great resume, and you have the right format too. There's not much I can roast here. I mean, I could roast you just on like, I mean, just the ratio of not getting interviews, but you said you had 10 referrals too. 10 referrals. I mean, Pam, I'm sorry, man. I think you might just have to get more referrals in, but or do your masters. That's all I can say. No interviews. So in job apps. You said you didn't write your second education. I mean, this is your bachelor's. You don't have to. I don't think you have to go any earlier than that. If you mean like high school. All right, Pam, we're gonna. Give me 2 seconds. All right, who wants to show the resume next? If there's anyone in the chat, otherwise I can go to this guy. But Pam, I'm gonna give you a resume here. Overall, I think for someone who is exiting college and doing their full, new grad, Dara. Okay, I'll do that. So I'd say someone who is going into looking for a new grad position. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I think. Resume, like, this is excluding the international student part, just 8 out of 10. I think if you had more experience outside of your college, this would be good. But the bullet points are great, man. I mean, I think these percentages are probably made up, but you're doing it right. Recruiters would eat that up. So great job. Okay. Well, I saw it. So Dara Adeji. So I'll do Dara next. Yeah. So 8 out of 10. If we factor in if your overall process of getting a job, because your international student, is probably like a 2 out of 10 just because of like H-1B status right now and everything. So I'm sorry, Pam. Good luck. Dara, okay. Dara Adeji, I think I found you. Dara, your stuff isn't blurred out though, so I don't know. I might not do Dara if no, I like transferred units. Me. Well, okay. Oh, even okay. Dara. Okay, so Dara, can you resend your resume just with your personal information cut out? I don't want to put it on the stream if your email and stuff's on there. Okay, but I saw Even Korea. So we'll do that next. But yeah, if you haven't sent me your resume yet and you want to, you can just email it as a PDF attachment to this email address right here. If you can read that. Ewick receive. Oh, Ivan, I was actually looking at your resume already. Yeah, this is you right here, I'm pretty sure. I already pulled this up. Okay. So what Ivan said is he's a third-year CS major, looking for front-end, back-end, full stack. Okay. So you like to do some kind of exercise, running, biking. I'm happy you make a mean beef stew, man. I would say sometimes things like that, like how you told to me you make a mean beef stew, if you could put that on your LinkedIn in just like a funny way, I think that would help the when recruiters look through when recruiters are looking for people and they come across your LinkedIn profile, I think they would eat that shit up. Also, I do some occasional reading and make Chrome extensions. Okay, so I read this earlier, and this is your resume right here. I had something I wanted to say about the Chrome extension. I think you could capitalize on that a little bit more. Inflated slightly. I'm the other guy. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's not the worst thing in the world to like have on the stream, you know, your email address or whatever, or your phone number, but you know, I'd rather not like be responsible for that. Okay. All right, Ivan. So you have one internship at IBM. That looks great. I will say for a third-year student, buddy, who's going into your December 2026. So what is? So you're in your third year now, and so that means you have one summer left, I think, to have an internship, I believe. Oh, Dara City streams. Okay, so I think you have one summer left to have another internship. Yeah, you're looking for intern roles. Okay, yep. Okay. All right. So, again, as a recruiter, I'm just going to look through this. Okay, so you have your university. You blurred that out, but that's okay. Dean's List. I think this is very digestible. Like, it looks easy on the eyes because, again, recruiters, they're going to skim through this award Dean's List. Because it's on its own line and it's very easy to read, I think that's formatted very well. Software interns, you have your one internship, and then you have all these projects here. And this is, I think, what you're saying in your email. You build a Chrome extension that rates professors, or takes that rate from my professor's data. Okay, help students. Okay. Yeah, so 2 other projects, and then you have your technical skills down here. I think the easy roast is always people's technical skills. Like, Ivan, how good is your C, man? I would love to know how good your C is. I think if you're only looking for a back-end role, again, having C in there, if I was a hiring manager, I'd look at that and think, dude, this kid is capping right now. Okay, in your developer tools and libraries, I think because you have extra space on your resume, adding this libraries line is good. But I think if you had more, experience, and you had to cut stuff out, I would say definitely this is the first thing that could go. The libraries aren't that important. He said terrible. I guess left the chat. Yeah. I would say like I was the same way. I will show my resume later. Like I'll show when I was applying for internships, I'll show my resume later for that one. Then I'll show part of my latest resume. But I'm telling you, like, I think I had so many languages that it was almost like 2 lines, and I did not get many internships. When I was finding an internship for my summer before my senior year, I sent out like 500 applications, and I got like 2 interviews or something like that. And I got an internship, but yeah. Okay, so your skills look good though. Technical coursework for sure. Okay. All right, Ivan. This is the biggest gripe I have for you, man. You published some Chrome extensions. I would 100% say reformat this in a way where this project, and maybe these other ones too, I mean, I haven't read them, but this project here, reformat it so you can have it under your experience. For example, the PEM, like that we're just talking about here, this wasn't an internship at a company, right? Like this was an internship at his university, technically, right? You could argue that this could go under projects, but just how it is. It's going to look way nicer if you put this under your experience. So I would say, and for the company, you could say that it's your own company. I mean, you might not have an LLC, but you could be a sole proprietor or something like that. And not to get into that jargon, but you could argue that you are a founder. And I would say maybe don't necessarily use the word founder, because I think that word's kind of overused these days. So it won't look great. Or I mean founder's okay. But I would say definitely move this, because this is good. Because I mean, this is great stuff. I mean, you genuinely made an impact on here, like saying 300 plus students. Fuzzy name matching, reducing API calls. Built a comprehensive professor name normalization system with manual mapping overrides, achieving 90% accuracy in matching instructor formats to RMP profile pictures or profiles. Inject rating cards matching. Yeah, 100% Yvonne. Throw this project into your experience. Let's see about the other ones here. Coffee tracker application. Developed and so see how you have this name blocked out here too? I think that's a sign that you probably have a specific proprietary name that you're using for this, or like we could search this up on the Chrome Web Store, right? And so that name right there, and then you can link. Hopefully you have a hyperlink, so you could have a hyperlink on your resume that people could click on if they wanted to. Okay, Coffee Tracker application. A fully responsive React application with modular components to state management and improving maintainability, integrate Firebase authentication, secure sensitive data using environment variables for API keys, tokens, aligning with modern front-end security. I'm going to say this bullet point right here, you can just take out. I mean, this is like, from what I got from this, you're saying you use environment variables for API keys. I would hope that you don't have to specify that. That's I would say, if anything, like, because you have space on here, like, use that for something else. Make something up. I don't know, but yeah, just saying that you use this for API keys, aligning with modern. Yeah, no, you don't need to worry about that, buddy. In Python, implement. Okay, then we'll look at the last one. One other thing I want to say about this project you have too. I guess the name says Coffee Tracker application, so we know that this project is a Coffee Tracker application, but nothing about these bullet points mention anything about how the system works. I mean, you're giving good technical jargon that actually is digestible to read. Like, it makes sense. Like, because sometimes people just try to put too much into it, and the sentence doesn't even make any sense. I mean, it's like barely English. It's just like technical words strung together. Sorry, I have to. How favored are hyperlinks? How favored? I would say I don't think hyperlinks are actually probably clicked on too often, but I think depending on the hiring manager, like if the hiring manager is into you, then maybe they'll click on a hyperlink. It's probably less. The recruiter's not going to be too in depth about it, but it's one of those rare cases where, for example, if this Coffee Tracker application had a hyperlink to a Chrome extension, and the hiring manager was looking for someone who works with React and knows coffee because it's a coffee-based company or something, they'd probably want to check it out. Okay. But I would say, yeah, with these bullet points, if you could say something about how this thing actually, how these things here, okay, improve maintainability and database sync, this is great, but how does this affect, how does this track coffee? Okay, you have one more project. Oh, and sorry, I skipped your IBM thing. I actually read that because I got your email last, so I read that off camera. So actually, I read through the IBM part. But the bullet points looked good, is what I'll say right there. Streamline checkout process for a high demand. Thanks, Osman. Okay, I'm almost done with Yvonne. So who wants to go next? Is it maybe Osman or Mr. Bassetti? Or Sean? Actually, sorry, I see Sean at the top of the chat, so just trying to go with who's next. But let me read this. implemented an end-to-end Python-based Selenium automation script to streamline the checkout process for a high-demand e-commerce platform, reducing checkout time by over 50% during flash sales. I like this bullet point, man. It's actually great. It's really good. Optimize dynamic web interaction by designing reusable functions with explicit weights and natural typing. Simulations, increasing script reliability by 30% and handling bot detection mechanisms. Okay, I think this is actually a cool project you worked on here. It sounds like it's just, again, like checkout optimization. You're just improving this process, like you're fortifying and improving things. So this is a project. I would say, so I would say, Yvonne, yeah, definitely move this one. Definitely move the first project into your experience, and the second one, you said, because you said the word plural, like you say you work on Chrome extensions. So if you have another Chrome extension that's published, then, like for example, if that coffee tracker is a Chrome extension that's published, because I'm not entirely sure what it is, I would say try to shoehorn that into your experience as well. It'll look better. All right. Sorry, I saw Sean next. I think that's Sean Spitzel. Okay. Open link in new tab. Oh, if I had to rate this, I'm gonna rate Yvonne's real quick. How it is at the moment, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. But I swear, just by putting this up in the experience, that could easily be an 8 or 9 out of 10 because, again, recruiters and experience. All right, this is Sean. Okay. Let me pull out the, yep, there's the highlighter. I love this highlighter tool, it's super helpful here. Y'all gotta lock in. Okay, we got University of Connecticut. Okay, the related coursework is here. I think this is fair. One thing I would say though, that I liked about the other people, I didn't really explicitly say though, is the coursework, maybe you could put it down here, but also don't necessarily take my advice on that. Not the biggest deal in the world. So sorry. Also, Sean. So Sean is looking for a software engineering role. Yep. He's saying he's looking for back-end infrastructure work, but he would like to specialize in machine learning systems, infra, or internal tooling. So a couple things there. I mean, it sounds like, yeah, like you said. So basically, infrastructure work, which could be like Kubernetes, or things like Ansible, and internal tooling, so C++. 250 applications in. I'm just going to put this on the screen here so you guys can see what I'm saying. 250 apps, one interview, and no other processes. He said top 2 experiences I will most likely be publishing first author papers. ASCE conference. Okay. And you will most likely be doing your master's. Sean, are you doing your master's because you can't find a job or just because you're interested in software? Just out of curiosity. Let's see what Mohammed said. Oh, that's cool. You deployed an MBA project. Okay. Yeah, 200. All right. Also, I will say, I think 250 applications, that's light work, man. I mean, you gotta. Let me take that back. Sorry. 250 applications, that's literally rookie numbers. I mean, I think with 250 applications, like I said earlier, I applied to 500, and then I finally got 2 interviews. So you're on the same ratio as me, buddy. So that's not the worst thing in the world. But obviously, I also had a pretty bad resume back then. Okay. So for experience, so you have 3 roles of experience: machine learning at your university, it looks like, and then you also had an internship opportunity at your university, and then you had another internship at this, I'm guessing, a company. Okay, and then for some projects here, I like your projects. I like that you specify C++ 20. I would say you don't necessarily need to worry about that. Sean, what's your favorite C++ 20 feature? Oh, this is cool. So you want to do your master's because more research and learn more about your domain and get more cycles for internships. Yeah, that's actually why I wanted to do my master's, was to have more internships too, but I ended up not going that way. But I understand. I would do my master's too, man. I feel it. Okay. All right. We're gonna look at your technical skills, then we'll go through your experience. Because, like I said, a recruiter is just gonna scan through, probably look at the names and the locations of, like, the titles and the locations. I will say, it does catch my eye that you said quantum computing simulation and you're using GPU programming with C++. I can't lie, it sounds sick. Yeah, that's why I figured I would just do a live stream. Is that when I scanned through a lot of your guys' resumes, they were very similar in that everyone kind of has the same issues. And I mean, I literally have the same issues too. I probably still do have the same issues. Distributed chat app. Okay, so your project sounds really interesting, man. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually really cool. Yeah, CUDA kernels for gate computation. Here to CPU only. I'd be surprised if it's only a 300% increase versus CPUs. But anyways, this is cool. All right, let's look at your technical skills now. So Python, C++, Go, Java, JavaScript, SQL, Bash. I'm inclined to believe you know these skills, Sean. But Sean, how good is your Go? How do you create a WebSocket in Go? Your frameworks look good. Kubernetes, Git, Kafka. I think your tools and platforms look great. I would say Kafka is hella underrated. Like, I think having that on your resume is a great thing. If you know if you actually know Kafka, that looks great for companies. Concepts, okay. I'll go easy on this one, but bro has like every possible concept, sub concept of software engineering here. Game development, operating systems, full stack, front end, back end, databases, software engineering, audio programming. I mean, like, it's okay, but that's dude, there is no way. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. I have my laptop down here, so I have to like bend my neck forward to try to read this. But so I think we haven't gone through your details yet, but I will say, again, you don't need all these concepts here. Like, I understand. I felt this way when I was applying for internships and jobs before, where I wanted as many technical buzzwords as physically possible on my resume to catch like anything, right? Like, because obviously it's a machine that's parsing your resume, right, and like catching these keywords, right? So like down here having keywords like audio, game, operating systems, deep learning, NoSQL databases, like all these keywords you have down here is good. Is good in the sense that, yeah, like you could be catching a lot of keywords, but when a human looks at this, they're gonna think, dude, this guy like what is it that you want to do? Like when you emailed me and you said you want to do tooling and infrastructure or backend, right? Like sorry, you said tooling and infrastructure or something else. Backend work, yeah. Having audio programming and game development and operating systems, like it doesn't paint a picture. It's like you're all over the place when you want to kind of have your resume more specific. Thank you, Mr. Bassetti, for consoling Sean on that. Okay, let's look at some of your bullet points. Okay, so machine learning researcher, assisting research on tree classification accuracy and general model robustness on graph foundational models. Okay. Implemented mixture of experts decoding with GFT, increasing task accuracy by 2% and cutting model latency. Fine-tune GFT with Lipschitz regularization combining with MOE. So I will say I'm not a machine learning expert, so a lot of these terms are going over my head here. This isn't something that I ever really got good at or did. But I will say a recruiter will also not know anything about machine learning. And it sounds, as someone who doesn't know much about this, it does sound pretty feasible and it sounds good. But I would say if you could do anything to make it a little more general, like easier for someone to comprehend, because we all have this tendency to want to shoehorn as many complex verbiage as we can in there when it's not going to help at all. Model training evaluation with Bash. Any evaluation with Bash reducing experiment turnaround by 35%. Okay, so yeah, I would say these bullet points are great. Like they include a lot of keywords here that would probably get picked up. Sean, I guess one question I have for you is, so you're 250 applications in and you got one interview. When you say one interview, can you elaborate on that? Like, you've only gone like one callback, or have you only gone like to one in-person interview? Like, have you been getting online assessments sent to you first that you're getting stuck on that? Sorry, that's me looking at the chat. But I'm curious what you would have to say. Okay, I guess while I'm waiting for you to respond, I'm gonna just look at your next bullet, your next experience. Oh, okay. I got it directly from my career fair. Like, dude was standing there giving out interviews to everyone. But okay, but I've gotten a few screens. Okay, not sure if they're automatic, but I haven't gotten anything afterwards. Okay, how many? Can you give a number? How many like technical screens you've had? Like, was it an online assessment or a call with a recruiter? The only reason I ask is because I want to say that I would assume that your resume is getting through that initial parser in that screen, and I would assume a human is reading it. It's getting that far at least. You got 2 total. Congratulations on getting that second interview, man. Assessment. Just OAs, and I'd say like 8. Okay, so, well, Sean, good job on getting 8 OAs. So I think your resume isn't too bad. I would try to make it a little more clear. Oh, I see where the audio programming came from now. I see. Okay, but I would say because you are getting some OAs, like 8 out of 250. To me, that's honestly not too bad. And in this market, 8 out of 250, like 8 OAs out of 250 applications, most people here will probably take that. So I would like to think that a lot of your resume is okay. I would say try to paint more of a clear picture. Like, it's from this, it's a little hard to tell what exactly it is that your experience is that you're trying to apply for. And I'll show, like I said, I'll show an example later. But I think one reason I actually got an interview with SpaceX is because my first bullet point for my most recent experience is super generic. There's no technical terms in it. It's a child could read it. Like, it's so easy to understand. A child could read it, but the impact is kind of like profound or something like that, right? So when a recruiter sees assisting research on tree classification accuracy, they're gonna think like a birch tree or an oak tree or something. They're not gonna like. Okay, I'm kind of exaggerating there, but they're gonna be kind of confused. So you wanna make it easy for people to read. At least in my experience. All right. Who wants to like the stream, guys? Who wants to go next? I'm guessing Mr. Bassetti is here, so we can do Mr. Bassetti. Sorry, I can't scroll up in the chat, so because I'm just because I don't know what I'm doing here. So if you could type in the chat again so I can see your names, because all I see right now is just Mr. Bassetti and Sean, and I'm not sure how to look up Mr. Bassetti. Oh. Yeah, who am I looking for next? Oh, Osman, that's right. Actually, Osman is in the queue. Me next, me. I want to get roasted next. I forget who was next. Like, I'm trying to be kind of fair here. I want to say Osman. Send me redacted. Sent my okay. I want to say Osman was next in the queue, and if I remember, then I would say after that is Dara, because Dara resent your resume. I will probably forget though, so if I forget, please like type in the chat again, because I can't scroll up. Okay, Osman Mohammed. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just I'm trying to stream on a MacBook, so it's like I have such a small screen. I got a 13-inch MacBook. Okay. Oh man, what the hell? I don't know why it's like super blurry, but that's okay. Dude, what is this? Like a screen like a screenshot or something? That's okay. Alright, so this is Osman. If I'm yeah, I think I'm saying your name right. Okay. Let me know if I'm not though. Okay, so you're graduating in 2026, so you have one more summer internship. Okay. So you Osman didn't share what your internship goals are, like what type of internship, specifically if there's a specialization. Also, I'd be curious to hear your stats, like how many applications have you sent and how many interviews and maybe online assessments you've got. So if you want to share that information, I'd be happy to hear it. But in the meantime, I'll start looking through this. Okay, so like I said, you have one more summer internship left. Okay, I didn't even go through this yet, but I see 0 experience on here. So Osman, man, dude, you're cooked, buddy. You got projects and you got leadership, so this is good. We're gonna go through this, but just right off the bat, I'm not seeing any experience, which is just unfortunate because obviously that's like, it's like how do you get internship? Like, it's tough because how are you supposed to get experience when you don't have experience already? But because people expect you to have experience to get more experience, so it's kind of a negative feedback loop, but it is possible, and I think we can rearrange this resume so it might be a little bit better. 3.75 GPA, I mean, good job, buddy. Also, your languages here. This is fair. See, I could read this and be like, okay, this guy probably knows these languages. It's not out of the realm of impossibility or something. React, Node, Express, Pandas, NumPy. To be honest with you, Osman, okay, someone else had Beautiful Soup on here. What is Beautiful Soup? I've never used Beautiful Soup before. I'm guessing that's a front end thing or something. Oh, it's Python. Okay. For parsing HTML and XML documents. Okay. So I think it's good. Like Pandas and NumPy are very large libraries in Python. So I would argue that adding libraries that you know on your resume is kind of like a waste of space. It kind of looks like, oh, this person has nothing else to put on their resume. But to be fair, I will say Pandas and NumPy are. Oh, and it's kind of irking me that your Pandas P is lowercase, but NumPy has capital N and P there. But Pandas and NumPy are like very complex Python libraries, so I think there's an argument to be made that you can put Pandas and NumPy on your resume because even if you know Python, that doesn't mean you're an expert in Pandas. Like Pandas has its own, there's so much to it. Okay, so let's look at your projects. But I would say, okay, I feel like you have to know more than just the only frameworks you have on here really is React, and then Node and Express is kind of a framework, I guess. I feel like this line, while it is minimal, I'm happy that you're not filling it with a bunch of shit. It does look a little weak. But okay, let's look at this. So you build a project, real-time basketball training system that processes 30 FPS video using TensorFlow and PoseNet. Ankle key points. What the hell? Frame differencing and rim motion analysis to identify shot attempts, makes, misses, and player location. That's a very interesting project, man. I'd actually, if you could send a link to it, I'd love to check it out. That's really interesting. I also think it's really interesting the name of it. I'm not sure why you went with the name ArcSight, but that's pretty cool. Implement a multi-stage shot validation logic, trajectory analysis, rim motion analysis, cooldowns, to reduce false positives while maintaining real-time video processing. Oh, I see. For a second I thought this was a video game, but you record your video. I'm guessing, yeah, you give it video and it's able to analyze your video and, like, yeah, how you shoot. Homography-based mapping to transform raw footage into top-down shot charts with live overlays. Okay, so this sounds actually like a very complicated project. You might just be playing it up. Wait, let me read the chat. I can't read. Deep fried resume. Okay, you're a sophomore. You're a junior by credit. Osmond, you sound kind of cracked, I can't lie. I plan on... Okay. Yeah, the idea is you set up a tripod. Yeah, that's actually... So first off, man, awesome project. If you can send the link, or if maybe I can probably try to find it too. But what was I gonna say? I would say, again, this is a project, right? But if you're able to have this released in some sort of way, like, I'm not sure what platform you would be running this on. Like, this sounds just like, you know, something that runs on your desktop, right? But to be fair, you also have, okay, you have a front end for it, right? Like, you have this React front end. So hypothetically, right, if this can run on a website, if you can have this hosted somewhere where some user could ingest video and you have a website, which I would recommend. Like, this sounds like you put a lot of effort into this project. So you could buy a domain, like, you know, you could host a website for like, you know, very cheap, right? Like a couple dollars a month, and you could get a domain name. Like, I have the ewig.dev domain name that's like $10 a year. So you can just get like a really random domain name for just a couple dollars per year, and you could host this somewhere. And then I think if you're hosting it somewhere and you can change this ArcSight name to the domain name, you could put this as experience. And, you know, you could call it your founder, or you could just say software engineer or something like that. But I think that's an easy way of showing that, like, it's one thing to create a project, but it's another to actually host it and put it out there. It's really hard to read the chat if you want to check it out. It's in progress. The MBO one is fully deployed, though. Dude, if it's fully... Oh, you have two. Oh. PernStack. I haven't heard of the PernStack before. Instead of Mongo, you have PostgreSQL. Okay. Got the PernStack. Platform, 76 years of MBA data. Okay. Okay. Random forest models. Okay, so... using LLMs to predict, or machine learning models to predict. Yeah, so okay, machine learning. So just like I said for the previous one, the ArcSight, which I'm still not a fan of that name, but to be fair, you probably have your reasoning. This MBA Prediction Hub, you said you have it deployed. If I didn't mistake that, if this is something that you already have deployed, put this as experience. Don't put this as a project. But again, you would probably need, you know, I would again just like sharpen it up a little bit. Like if all the logic is there and it's all functioning right, which is great, then just a few things that would make it, you know, arguably experience, which is just, you know, it has a URL, you know, you have a name for it, and again, you're a sole proprietor. If you're in the U.S., that's like, it's kind of like a business. Oh, sorry guys, I'm actually a little sick too. Okay, we're gonna skip the bullet points because I do think it sounds great though. Okay, leadership. I think this leadership part is amazing. I think you have a bit. I think this is a bit wordy for leadership. Independently managed scheduling for 40 plus employees and directly supervised 30 staff during high volume weekend shifts. Trained and onboarded 15 plus new employees in safety protocols, customer service best practices. So I'm guessing that the reason your leadership is very long is because you don't have too much other experience to put on right now because you're just kind of getting started, which is okay. So I think for the time being, if this is all you have, then it's okay to leave all these bullet points here. But once you start getting some more experience, then I would say reduce this to one line or something, and you can kind of trim back the bullet points for leadership. But if you said you're a sophomore, or sorry, so you're graduating in 2026, oh, because you have the credits. I mean, good resume, you're just kind of cooked because you don't have any experience. But like I said, at least move, there's a potential that you could move both of these into actual experience. Okay. But overall, how the resume is right now, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. And I'm sorry, but I got to give it a 3 out of 10 because, yeah, 0 experience. And, I mean, the leadership's alright, but, yeah, and I guess, yeah, that's basically it. Good job on the skills, good job on the skills. The languages is short and brief. It's like, I believe that you genuinely know those skills, or those languages. Okay, let's see. I think next is either Dara or Mr. Bassetti. I'm gonna go with Dara. I feel like I think they were first. I could be wrong. Dara, what the hell is this? What the hell is this resume? Yo, okay, we're gonna go through this in a second, but let me see if you included some information. Okay, so you said you're not currently looking for a software role, but if you were, it'd be full stack mobile or web development. You're 18 and a freshman in computer science. Okay, so you're a freshman, so that's fair. Dude, where is the formatting on this thing? I would say, okay, Dara, see how everyone else has had this, whoops. See how everyone else has had this, everyone has almost the exact same format. I mean, these resumes look literally identical. The only thing changing here is the font. But that's okay. I mean, this format is like proven and people know how to visually take it apart and read it quickly. So it's a good format to copy. I forget what the name is for it. You guys probably know. What's the name for this type of resume? It has a name for it. But Dara, you're gonna have to get on that. This looks like there was 0 formatting. He said, "Oops." Jake's resume template, right? Yeah, yeah. So look up Jake's resume template. But okay, so you're graduating in 2029. So you're a freshman, which is cool. You have your high school there. So I feel like there's so much space that is going for your high school here that's just kind of not needed. Like, it doesn't really, I guess to be fair, you probably, like, maybe you commented out that personal information for this, so there's a chance that you probably left something here that you took out. But yeah, I would say you don't need your high school. I would assume people know that you probably graduated from high school. Okay, let's look at your languages here. Okay, we got C#, Dart, Java, Lua, Python, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I have released a program. I've released an app on the Google Play Store that was made with Dart and Flutter. But I do not have Dart on my resume because I made an app a long time ago before AI was even a thing, you know. So it's not like I vibe coded the whole thing either. So there was a time where I understood Dart, but I still don't put that on my resume because it does nothing for me. Lua, I actually need to learn Lua because because NeoVim configs need Lua. C#. So again, I'm gonna say the same thing as before. Respectfully, I do not believe that you know all these languages. I'm gonna say you're probably pretty familiar with Python, HTML, Java, and JavaScript, but these other four, I mean, maybe. I had my grade there. Okay. All right. So let's try to understand what's going on here. Oh, you know what? Hey, you know what? Dara, I take it back. This bullet point here, because I just kind of skipped ahead. Discovered and fixed a Flutter framework bug during development. So you actually contributed to the Flutter repository. I'll give it to you. That's actually pretty cool. Good job, man. Good job contributing to open source too. I wonder if I can click that link. I don't know if I can. Let's see here. Oh, it's gonna. I should have opened in a new tab. All right, let's see what the changes. Okay, so you commented out code. Clarify, transform, rotate, origin, interaction with alignment. Am I missing something, or is this just? Did you just comment out code? Can you do mine next? Thank you. I'm a Dark King though. Hey, I believe. Okay, this isn't a crazy PR. It looks like you just commented out code, but that's okay, Dara. I mean, hey, Dara, good job. I gotta make fun of you for just putting on your resume that you commented out code and that's all you had. I would say respectfully too, don't link this PR because it just commented out code. But respectfully though, honestly, good job. Like I've honestly I don't think I've ever contributed to open source, and like even this, which isn't a lot, it's still huge. Like it's still a huge thing to do. So don't feel too bad about that, because honestly, good job. And that's a great bullet point, especially for someone who's a freshman. That's great. Definition for the wrong definition for the interaction. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. But yeah, good job, Dara. So I will say, okay, I take it back though. I will say you probably know your Dart well enough. Like it deserves to be in your programming languages. Oh yeah, use Flutter for this Valorant strategy tool. Wow. Okay. Custom coordinate system. So you probably are actually okay. And you have Flutter here. Okay, good. That's good. Let me pull out the highlight again. Love this highlighter. So optimize state management with RiverPod. So I actually used RiverPod too for state management back when I was making some app. I remember because there was like 3 states. I mean, there's loading, like error state, loading, and data. Sorry, just to say, reducing rendering time by 50% for smoother performance on high refresh rate and advanced undo redo system. I would say the first bullet point, so you have this, so open source Valorant strategy tool built with Flutter. I would say your first bullet point would be nice if it explained in some detail whatsoever what this tool kind of does. Like, I know what Valorant is, and I'm familiar with the term strategy, but if you could have a bullet point that kind of explains like what this thing does, like this program, what kind of strategy does it make? That would be great for me to see as the first bullet point. And you could throw a little technical jargon in there, but just that first bullet point having like a high level explanation gives context to the following bullet points you have here. But also this is huge too. I would say also this achieved 1050 plus installs in open beta and 40 plus stars on GitHub. I would move that to the top because that's huge, man. That's really great, especially for being a freshman in college. That's great. But again, what was I gonna say? Your formatting is dog shit. I'm sorry. It's the best state management for Flutter. Yeah, I remember like I said, just to say, like I remember using RiverPod years ago, and I was like, oh, I think this is the best they got. Okay, let's move on here. Open source mobile grade calculator using Flutter and provider state. Okay, I take it. Yeah, you're a Flutter expert, man. I'm sorry for questioning that in the beginning here because you're backing it up. Grew 200 plus active student users within the first semester. So again, this formatting makes zero sense to me. So you have, I'm guessing we're in projects right now. So this is one project right here, and this is another project, and it's just so funny how you have these bullet points in the first project, but in the second project it's just a paragraph. You're PR'd in numbers on LinkedIn. Hey, I'm happy for you. That's cool. Dude, your formatting is, I'm sorry, I think this is probably going to be the worst formatting ones we're looking at today. Demand, currently collaborating with administration for district-wide adoption, impacting to, so again, this is a great tool. The formatting is just hilarious. I'm just so distracted by that. I will say also, okay, so you mentioned Flutter and provider here, but then, and maybe there's not much else that needs to be discussed, but I would be guessing that if you have all these, active student users, I'm guessing there would have to be some kind of database or backend, or maybe it's just data that you're web scraping from somewhere else. But I would say definitely mention, so break this up into bullet points, and then maybe mention the other aspects of the project, as in, yeah, if there's like a backend or some other functionality. Okay, now we have some experience here. Oh, congrats, man. You got an internship at Amazon coming up. I'm happy for you. We're glad to see that. Sorry, I'm kind of sick. So I'm guessing, yeah, this is technical skills and projects. Dude, did you get a job at Amazon with this resume? Because I mean, it just looks horrible, but if this resume got you an internship at Amazon, good job. I will say the things like formatting, of course they matter, but at the same time, they're like, I mean, what you have on there is way more important. Yeah, you're the best at being the worst. Good job. Now I wish I took out Flutter on my resume. Okay, largest high school hackathon in DMV area. I'm not sure where the DMV area is. I would say maybe, and not that big of a deal, but maybe use a different term for this, so people, it's easier context. Secured event sponsorships, developed the hackathon's website check-in system, built a background AI automation tool to automate participants' GitHub repositories. What's up?
What's up? Ready?
Not yet.
Get in.
I'm not ready yet.
Let's go.
Give me 20 minutes.
I sent my text fucking a half hour ago.
I didn't see your text.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. 20 minutes. Sorry, my roommate, I did not see his text. I'm not checking my phone, but he wants to go golfing. Okay, sorry. So I think I'll have to cut the stream early, but we have a little bit of time. Deploy tools and workflows, streamline development, judging process, enabling organizers to focus. Okay, so this is really good experience. Dude, for being a freshman and already having this amount of experience is pretty great. Social media influencer. I feel like I would, maybe that's the right term. Personally, I've never put that on my resume, but you produced a YouTube video on Icarus that reached 1,000 views, and a Reddit post that gained. That's great. Dude, have I seen your YouTube video before? I feel like because you say Icarus, like maybe I've seen that before. I don't know. You grew a TikTok with 1,000 in a month. Leverage content creation to drive passion for technology. I mean, I think this probably is good to put on here, but I don't know. People were cheating too much in the hackathon. I'd probably be cheating in the hackathon too. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you guys put this information on the would you guys put this information on your resume? Like if you're posting videos on social media? At least for me, obviously you guys know I post videos but I don't put that on my resume, and maybe I should. I don't know. I think this last line here, leverage content creation to drive passion for technology. I mean, I think I don't think you need to say that. I think it not really doing much for me here. But I think maybe it's good. Maybe it's good to have this social media here. I would say maybe we reword this a little bit. I think it's good that you're showing the metrics here. You're showing you got 1,000+ views, and that you're showing that you got a Reddit post. But maybe explaining more about, because like when you say Icarus, it's like maybe I saw that, but if you could mention exactly, depends on where you're applying. Yeah, more numbers the better. Yeah, no, I think these numbers are great. I think these numbers are great, but I think like for example, the first bullet point I'm not a huge fan of. I think it's kind of a little all over the place, and I'm not getting much out of it. But the second one with the TikTok following, you're saying that you gain a lot of followers in a month by making coding live streams and short form educational videos. Like I think that's great. It shows kind of like a bit of a leadership and like go-getter attitude. You got that go-getter attitude, Dara. Good job. Okay. County honor of code, article writer, web developer. So you article writer and web developer. Okay. Authored educational articles for high school and middle school students, focusing on software development concepts and best practices using the Flutter framework. Dude, look, you know Flutter, okay? I get it. You don't need to rub it in my face so much.
Another time, baby.
Dude, 10 minutes. My roommate is super dramatic. Okay. He said, by the way, my roommate said we go golfing at 4 o'clock, and that's why I said I would do a live stream from 2 to 4, but it's 3 o'clock right now. Okay. Reviewed and updated articles from previous years, fixing anything from simple typos. Managed and maintained the Firebase backend, including adding new articles. Okay. I think your experience is great. Did you actually say depends on where you're applying? I asked you a question, Dar. I forgot what the question was that I asked you earlier. I don't see your answer. I forget what I was asking you. Okay. And then you got this future engineer scholarship. I think that's part of the internship, right? Like I think there's Amazon interns that when they get an internship like early in their college, they can also get this like kind of like a scholarship. So, dude, good job. And you got all these awards here. Okay, this is great. I think the fact that you have all these awards right here is amazing. I hear my roommate just whining right now outside my door. I would put right here awards or accomplishments. So awards or accomplishments right here. So this is his own section, if you get what I'm trying to say. Sarko, he's yelling from the window. What's up? Okay. Okay, I think I'll do one more resume, but this guy is nagging me right now, so I'll do one more and then I'll have to go. I really have a lot of resumes I wanted to get through today, so I'm kind of sorry. I was hoping to get more done. I forget who's next, Mr. Bassetti or Sarko? When are you guys? Oh yeah, when are you guys next? Or someone else, I guess, whoever I see first. But I want to say Mr. Bassetti was probably already online. Please do mine. Mr. Bassetti, were you waiting? Let me rate this one real quick. Okay. Format. So Dara, your format is atrocious. This is a 0. This is a 0 out of 10. And I'm amazed that if this is the resume that you applied for, that it worked for you. I mean, like I said, I think the formatting at the end of the day truly isn't that big of a deal. The more important thing is what you have on it. But it's just hilarious how it looks. I'm sorry, but because you've what's called contributed to Flutter here, and you have a lot of experience already as someone who's really just getting started as a freshman. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. Total 6 out of 10 here. Yeah, I was gonna say I think Mr. Bassetti, like I've seen Mr. Bassetti the longest in the chat, and he's been here for a while. So, Mr. Bassetti, what do I look up? Do I just search for Bassetti and uh, for an email from Bassetti? What should I look for here? This am I? It's so hard to read the chat. BES. I don't think I'm seeing a Mr. Bassetti in my Gmail. Mr. Bassetti, are you sure? Are you sure that's the right email? Oh, I see. Maze. Okay. Oh, do you go by Hamza? Is that your actual name? Is it cool if I say? I think it's cool if I call you Hamza here. Okay, let's see what you have to say. So you're doing an AWS AI practitioner for generative AI, which has been interesting. This is the embarrassing part. 10 jobs applied, 1 rejected, 9 unanswered. When you say the embarrassing part is 10 jobs applied, 1 rejected, and 9 unanswered, getting rejected once and 9 unanswers, I mean, that's nothing. When I'm mass applying to jobs, I wake up and my inbox is full of rejections every morning. So 9 unanswered is nothing. I would say the only embarrassing part is just 10 jobs applied. Like that's like you got to get that number up right there. 5 minutes. I don't know if you can hear him. He's outside. He's hollering outside my window. Sorry. And then this is the fun fact about himself. I'm from Brunei as an international student. I'm not sure what Brunei is, man. What is Brunei? Oops. Try to look it up. Brunei. Okay, country in Asia. Fair enough. Dude, where am I looking at right now? What? Dude, that's sick. That is crazy, my guy. I've never heard of that country before. That's really interesting. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I went on an exchange in Thailand. So I lived in Thailand for a bit, and I went to a lot of countries in Asia. I've been to Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, and Vietnam, and Cambodia, Malaysia. Okay, I'm not gonna list them all, but I was in that area. But if I knew about Brunei, man, I would have pulled up. Okay. And so you speak 4 languages that I had to forget about to pick up programming languages. Sure, fair enough. I can only speak 1 language really, and maybe that's how come I can speak a programming language too. I try my best to not fit into the Hollywood stereotype of what a programmer is by putting myself in situations. What is the Hollywood stereotype of a programmer? Is that like someone who's just a hacker? Anyways, Hamza, let's go through this. I have to go pretty soon. So, much love from Southeast Asia. Stop wasting time, Unk. Are you calling me Unk? Man, what the hell? Stop wasting time, Unk. Okay, you have an objective. I guess you didn't say. So you're graduating in May of 2026. So you're probably in your senior year now. He said the social network. Dude, the social network is not what programmers look like. I mean, in the social network, they were like, I guess it depends on what domain of programmers, but from my experience, I do not see that many programmers do leak code and get drunk at the same time. I respect it though. I mean, if you can party and do your leak code and build a startup at the same time, that's huge respect. He said, "'Twas a joke." Okay. Thank you. I was about to be offended, man. Computer science, ACM vice president, experience in full stack development. technical leadership, or seeking to contribute technical expertise and leadership to expand pragmatic experience within the developing world. What do you guys think about objective sentences? I feel it's a little, in my opinion, I've tried putting in my resume before. I think they can work if you include a little personality about yourself in it. For example, mine, I was trying to be kind of funny, and I think in my objective sentence when I was applying to internships, I said like JavaScript sucks or something, and I was trying to make a statement. But see how okay, your resume is 2 pages long. I don't doubt that you have a lot of experience, but I would also argue that you can slim this down. For example, this last cycle of jobs I was applying for, I tried to fit everything on 1 page. So I've had 3 internships, a research position, and 1 full-time position, and I cut out one of my internships because it just didn't fit on the page. Now maybe it would have been good to include that internship and have it on my page, but well, I guess it worked for me. So I would say you want to keep it concise because realistically, if I'm a hiring manager or I'm a recruiter, I'm gonna scroll through this and be like, I ain't reading all that. Like that's just too much. So it's kind of like when you go on a vacation, right? And then you come back, or maybe say like your mom or your family comes back from a vacation and they want to show you pictures, right? Like your brain has only so much of a how much do I really care to listen meter, where if someone shows you 5 pictures of their trip, you can look at the 5 pictures and be like, wow, that's cool, what a cool picture. But once they've shown you like a dozen pictures, I promise you're gonna be like, damn, that's crazy, bro. Like you don't care anymore. Like you kind of run out of caring. You're zoned out. You're just thinking, oh god, don't show me another picture, right? You're just trying to get out of it at that point. So in that same sense here too, since you're still in school, I would argue you probably don't have like a crazy amount of experience. Not to talk shit about all the stuff you have here, but I would say try to keep it more concise because people are not going to read all of it. Okay, so, and it's also kind of hard to read. I would say, like other people said, use the Jake's resume template because it's kind of like you have your technical skills here and then you have your work experience, but the font size and like the boldness, they kind of blend together. Like it was kind of hard for me to see in a moment where this starts and ends, these different sections. Okay. Alright, Mr. Bassetti. Also, right off the rip, man, you're telling me you know assembly, JSX, TSX, which is basically JavaScript. I would say JSX, TSX is redundant. You know assembly. You know HTML5. You know R, PHP, C#, C++, C. I don't know, man. What's your favorite smart pointer? How do you cast in C? I would say you're saying that this first impression mattered way more. I understand it now. Yeah. Yeah, this technical skills section is long. And also, dude, like respectfully, there's no way you know all these languages. Like, dude, see, like these 5 right here, they're like it takes years for people to master each one of these. And not even master, but just to become, decent at C or C++ or Java. Okay, so cut down on this shit, man. You probably don't need to put GitHub. You can just put Git. Well, I guess that's a tool. But I would say always put okay. What am I trying to say here? 5 minutes. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. I'm sorry. I gotta cut this short. So okay, a few things I would say here. I would say put in your systems or tools. Do you have a tools section? So I would say in your tools section here, put Jira and Confluence, and put Git. Yeah, and put Git there, and put So I would say that. x86 assembly is basically a language, which you kind of already put here. Adding Vim is crazy. Yeah, I would say just Visual Studio is okay. Like no one really cares. I don't even put Vim in mine. I mean, to be fair, I can't. Like I'm not that great at Vim. Okay, work experience. Student assistant. Led and trained a 10+ member dining services team, improving efficiency and safety compliance. Okay, intern. Analyze industry trends and competitor data to support strategic decisions. Projects. So I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure why you have projects and you have additional projects. What's the difference between your projects and additional projects? You have a. This is cool. I mean, we could definitely go to this website and probably see your portfolio. Okay. Okay. Take this out of your resume. This is a portfolio page. You don't need to. You don't need to put in your projects that you made a portfolio page. Unless you're like down bad for experience, which I'm guessing because you have all these other things here. I'm guessing you're not that down bad for projects to have. So I would say you can have this linked up at the top. Yeah. So you have this linked up here, so people know that you have this portfolio. I would say you could take that out because it's nothing too crazy. I mean, it's cool that you have inquiries. That's pretty interesting. But besides that, because it's a static website, you know, it's GitHub pages. It developed a full stack booking system. Designed and normalized a relational schema. Okay, so like I think this Trainline project you made here, like I said to some other people, because you don't really have any technical work experience yet, if you can, I would try your best to make this moved into your work experience. And you can do that again by actually hosting this on a website and you know, being able to share. Like if people, like if customers or people can actually access this website, then you could argue that this is not a project but it's work experience, and you know, you're the engineering lead of it, right? So if this thing is actually working, I would say do that. Flight booking app, built a CRUD. So again, if this actually works, this is good. Again, cut out this additional projects. Like you don't need to specify that. Meeting to tasks. Sorry, I'm going a little quick here because I gotta end it soon. Created a deterministic finite automatic checker. I'm not sure what DFA is. You'd probably want to not put the acronym there, but the actual what that is, because off the top of my head, I don't know what DFA is, and your bullet points don't really explain or make it clear what that is. Design rules and states to validate input strings. I mean, I think putting VS Code isn't good, but I'd say if you actually know Visual Studio, because Visual Studio is a very complicated editor IDE. So if you actually do know the Visual Studio IDE, then there's like that's a good tool to know how to use. Like people might be curious about that. It's kind of low, but it's something. All right, TypeScript and TSX. Okay, again, TypeScript and TSX, dude, this is so redundant. Like you just use TypeScript. You don't have to specify TSX because TSX is just TypeScript with HTML embedded in it. But like, yeah, just say you know TypeScript, man. Also, don't need to mention the env. Anyone who thinks that you're competent as a programmer, you should be doing that by default. Okay, to be honest with you, this whole thing, like this whole bullet point, like a lot of it can just go. Maybe you could kind of elaborate more. Actually, I think this whole bullet point can go. You don't really need to. I mean, you can mention somewhere else that it's a React Vite front end, and then specify some like libraries used, but you don't need to mention TypeScript TSX because it's already in your technical skills. It's a little redundant to have it there again. Like you already say TypeScript, and then for God's sakes, take TSX out of your technical skills. Package configs, yeah. All right. Deterministic finite automata. Even with you explaining what DFA, even with you breaking down what DFA stands for, I still don't necessarily understand what it means. So if you could have more of a, I guess it does say DFA here, but if you could make it more clear, because you just say you create one in Java and Python, it's a very weak bullet point, and I think if you reword it, it could be better. But all right, overall. Yeah. So I was reading the chat. That's funny. All right. So overall, so I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry. I don't even know if he's still here. Okay. Yeah, he is still here, but he stopped screaming at me, but I feel the pressure. So, I really wanted to do more resumes. I think I've only went through like 5 or 6 today. Yeah, I went through 6. So I'm really sorry about that. I actually wanted to do a lot more. I was way slower than I thought I would be. But by the way, I'm gonna give your resume a 2 out of 10. But I think this could easily become a 5 out of 10, just with a little bit of working around. and I think that should help a good amount. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, so that's yeah. So I think this is it for the stream right now. I'm gonna change just to my face for a second. Yeah, thank you for attending, guys. If I didn't do your resume, I might do another stream again if you're curious to hear some feedback. And I didn't get to show my resume either, so maybe in a future stream if I do this again. And if you guys liked it, let me know. You can message me on Instagram or TikTok or maybe in the comments here. All right. Have a good day, guys. And thanks for watching. I'll see you later.